welcome to the Cheer Up Podcast. I am your host, Kara R. Hunt, and with me, as always, is the beautiful and sweet and sunshiny and brilliant and award-winning author, Sherry Swalwell. How are you doing today, Sherry?
I am doing great and feeling incredibly normal, average, and ordinary. You just have a way of making people feel special. So thank you. Can you?
Oh,
It is October. Isn't that kind of like the start of our favorite month?
yes. Well, technically, September, fall
True.
slash autumn starts in somewhere in September. So, but that's when it starts. October is when everything is just vibrant and the colors start to come in, at least here in the Midwest. I can't speak for the coasts,
Right.
or the South or the North, but I know in the Midwest, that's when the colors really start to shine. And, it's like a transition month before it starts getting really cold in November. So we have,
I think
it
that's
is.
why, because this year, September has been, at least for us, like super, super hot. It's been definitely not even an Indian summer, but an all out super hot summer. So I think that's why I'm so excited about October, because today it's kind of rainy. I have on a sweatshirt, but I still have on my shorts. I'm drinking hot coffee instead of iced coffee, and I am just really excited and looking forward to full-fledged fall.
I know, right? Because oh boy, I mean, like you, right here in the Midwest, it was been hot, unusually hot for September.
Yeah, although I have to
And
say,
everything else,
I got
yeah.
a tan this year, and my tan has stayed. So that is like super cool. I'm like still really dark, and I am loving it. Loved it.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's nothing like that golden brown skin, right? It's like when
Exactly.
that's been kissed by the sun,
Yes,
and it's just like mwah.
yes. Well, and it has been so many years since I've actually taken the time to go out and get natural vitamin D, because I'm usually just, I say stuck, but that's like such a rude word. I'm usually planted at my desk, and I don't take time to smell the coffee, let alone look up and see the flowers. And this year, I made
Mhm.
a decision, a mindful, intentional decision to spend more time outside, to push away from my desk and actually be outside. And I am loving everything that it's doing to me. Everything. It makes just life so much better when you get, when you get to
Yeah.
experience God's creation, when you get to rest, when you get to just breathe in the fresh air. So yeah, so not only do I still have a tan October 1st, but I am just loving the start of fall. So yay,
Right?
2024.
Time to bring in the firewood, start the fires. It's
Yes,
getting close, and apple cider, hot
yes,
cocoa, hot chocolate, the flannel shirts.
yes.
It's just easing into that season and just very coziness. So, and speaking of cozy, everyone. This is going to be a very, very, very abbreviated podcast. As a matter of fact, it's not actually a podcast today episode. It is more of a thank you. We are going to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for listening in the past couple of months to the encore performances, the encore podcast, I should say, of the Screw Tape Letters by C.S. Lewis, and our commentary and the lessons that we have learned from it. So we appreciate everyone who tuned in and who continues to tune in every week to the Cheer Up Podcast. And for those of you who are new to the Cheer Up Podcast, all you have to do is go to your any search engine and type in the Cheer Up Podcast, and you should be able to find us on iHeart, Spotify, Amazon Echo, and all major podcasting platforms. So, and if you're enjoying it, please share it. It really, really helps us out more than you know. But But we just want to thank everyone out there for tuning in over the past couple of months. And if you learned something, please send us an email at thechurropodcast@gmail.com. If you liked something, or if something popped out at you, or if you bought the book as a result of it, just let us know. And we would love to engage and talk with you about what we've learned also, and how much we still enjoy it. So for the next 4 weeks, we are going to do another encore performance, but it's going to be of the toughest 10 questions that Christians ask. It's going to be parts 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that is what we're going to do for the month of October. But then in November, guess what? We got some exciting news. We're going to be doing what, Sherry?
We spent earlier this year, I don't know if people remember, but in 2024, earlier this year, we went through some of, definitely not all, but some of the biblical figures in the Old Testament. We had so much fun, and we've had so much positive feedback that we are now going to dive into the New Testament, and we are going to start with none other than Jesus himself. And I am so excited about this, Kara. I cannot wait to talk about the different biblical figures that we are going to be talking about. So we've got Jesus, we've got the disciples, we've got Paul, we've got some of the ones that are less known but just as important. Oh, I'm so excited. I cannot wait to dive in and study the scriptures and just learn more of what God wants us to learn about these important people that he thought were important enough to talk about in the Bible, so that people would know about them thousands of years after they were even walking on the earth.
Absolutely. So and oh my gosh, we learned so much doing deep dives into these biblical figures, just like we did with the Old Testament. So at the beginning of the year, we did Old Testament figures. Then there was kind of like a break and encore performances. And then in November, we're wrapping up the year with New Testament figures. So this is so exciting. And these are, so newer episodes will be starting, I believe that's Wednesday, November 6th. Am I right, Sherry?
Hold on. I will tell you in 1 second, November 6th, which is very apropos because voting happens November 5th. And who better to teach us about political turmoil and how a biblical response, the biblical response we should have, than Jesus himself. So while our podcasts have never been a political slant and have never focus on political issues, and we're not talking about Jesus from a political standpoint and how he viewed politics. I'm just saying that he lived in a very politically turmoilic, that's not even the right word. I was going to say turmeric.
Tumultuous.
Thank you. A tumultuous time. And so we can learn from his example of just how he lived in his everyday life. The Bible doesn't really... Well, the Bible talks a lot about how he responded to the Pharisees and how he responded to the government and stuff like that. But it's not really like a play-by-play of, the Romans did this and Jesus reacted this way, and the Romans did this and Jesus did this. It's not that kind of a thing. It's just the way he lived his life. And I really, really believe that that is what God wants us to do, is regardless of the political climate, regardless of what's happening in our world around us, we can take Jesus's example and it is relevant to us today. And like you said, or like we've been talking, I am so excited to take the deep dive into the New Testament as we took the deep dive into the Old Testament. Oh, I just can't wait. See, I'm excited about Paul. I'm excited about the New Testament. I'm excited about Jesus. I'm just excited.
I know, and I'm hoping you guys can just catch our excitement, because we're so excited about the new episodes that's coming up in November. So thank you. Please continue to stay tuned. And as always, remember John 16:33. For in this world we will have trials, or we will have tribulations, but be of good cheer, for God has overcome, for Jesus Christ has overcome the world. We have nothing to fear. Am I right, Sherry?
Absolutely. And I want to add one more quick thing before we say goodbye. And that is, if you're wanting an episode today, go back, scroll through all of the old episodes, find one that you haven't watched that maybe you've missed. Leave it in the comments which one you watched and what you thought of it and what God spoke to you from it. So just because this one's super short today does not mean that you can't get your Cheer Up podcast on. You can still do it. Go to one in the past, in the previous episodes that you missed, and do that one instead today. So that's my encouragement or challenge. And then leave a comment leave a comment. Let us know which one you watched and what you thought of it, what God spoke to you about through it.
And again, we're on all major podcasting platforms. We audio podcasting platforms like Spotify and Pandora, and all of those. So we're all on there, and we just can't wait. So we hope you guys are catching our excitement. So again, like Sherry said, if you haven't had a chance to listen to all of those to previous podcasts, just scroll back through it. If you go to our website, again, just type in Cheer Up Podcast, and it should take you directly to our website. Just click on that, and you could go through. Oh, wait! I thought I listened to all of the biblical figures, but I forgot about this one. So, just do that, and then get ready for the new series. But until then, enjoy the next 4 weeks of the toughest 10 questions Christians ask. Thank you so much. Bye bye.